What does Peru hide? A land of legends, lost cities, and civilizations that changed the course of world history. But how many of its secrets have truly been unraveled? From the enigmatic Nazca lines to vibrant metropolises like Lima and Cusco, today we will follow the trail of the past to uncover the true face of this magical place. Stay with us until the end as we unveil astonishing details about the lost mysteries of the Inca Empire. Hidden among the peaks of the Andes Mountains, at over 2,400 meters above sea level, Machu Picchu remains one of the greatest enigmas of the world. From above, the city seems to have been created by the gods, an almost inaccessible place that makes you wonder. How did such an advanced civilization manage to build such a wonder? Officially discovered in 1911 by American historian Hiram Bingham, Machu Picchu continues to be a symbol of mystery, as well as the grandeur of Inca culture. There are many theories about why the Incas chose this isolated and inaccessible place to build a monumental city. Some research suggests that Machu Picchu might have been a royal residence, the place where Pachacuti, one of the greatest emperors of the Inca Empire, wanted to spend his last days in the heart of nature. Others describe this site as a religious center dedicated to the goddess Pachamama, or Mother Earth, where monks and priests gathered to perform sacred rituals in front of the sun. What we do know for sure is that Machu Picchu remained unknown to the Spanish conquistadors, a fact that allowed it to escape destruction. Unlike many other Inca cities that were captured and destroyed during the Spanish invasion, Machu Picchu was left untouched. Perhaps its geographic isolation was a key factor, and time preserved the secret of this place for over 400 years. The construction technology of Machu Picchu remains as astonishing as its mysteries. The buildings are made without cement, and the stone blocks are placed so perfectly that not even a knife blade could fit between them. These stone blocks are so massive and difficult to maneuver that many of them weigh more than 50 tons. And yet, the Incas had no wheel or modern technology. How did they manage to transport and place these giant stones? Perhaps an explanation lies in their ingenious engineering methods, such as the use of a lever system and sliding ramps, but it remains a mystery. Furthermore, beneath this magnificent city, researchers believe there is a network of secret tunnels, still waiting to be discovered. Some theories suggest that these tunnels may have been used for religious purposes or to protect the treasures of the Inca Empire from invaders, while others speculate that these underground passages were a method by which the Incas secretly navigated between their temples and homes. Machu Picchu is not just a city built to defy time, but also to answer cosmic questions. Machu Picchu is a perfect astronomical calendar. The Temple of the Sun, one of the most important structures in the complex, is precisely aligned with the summer and winter solstices, and its stonework allows sunlight to enter the temples exactly at key moments of the year. Scientists believe this may have played an important role in Inca agriculture, which relied on observing the sky to know when to plant or harvest. But the biggest question remains: why was Machu Picchu abandoned? There are numerous theories, but no concrete explanation. Perhaps it was due to an epidemic that decimated the local population. Or maybe it was caused by a civil war, forcing the inhabitants to abandon the city to survive. Some researchers even suggest that the Incas had to leave Machu Picchu due to climate change, which affected water resources and agriculture. But there is also a much more fascinating and enigmatic theory that this place was voluntarily abandoned, a sacred site where there was no longer room for an ever-growing civilization. In this theory, Machu Picchu was never meant to be permanently inhabited, but rather a temporary refuge for those deeply connected to the gods of nature. Machu Picchu, this lost city of the Incas, remains a historical and spiritual enigma, a marvel of engineering and cosmology that continues to ignite the imagination of people around the world. And even though many of its secrets have been unraveled, others still lie hidden among its ancient stones, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to venture into its mysteries. But what is truly fascinating is that, beyond this legendary city, there is a place in Peru that might be even more mysterious. If Machu Picchu left you speechless, then the Nazca lines will give you chills of awe and curiosity. Imagine a vast desert expanse in southern Peru, where, over 2,000 years ago, an ancient civilization left behind some of the most mysterious and astonishing geoglyphs in the world. These giant shapes, covering an area of about 500 square kilometers, are only visible from the air, and their purpose remains a riddle. Why were they created? Who drew them? And what do they mean? The answers are not at all clear, but the questions are as deep as the sands that conceal them. These Nazca lines are undoubtedly some of the most fascinating artifacts left by an ancient civilization, and theories about them are as numerous as they are mysterious. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the lines represented sacred roads, created to be used in religious rituals. These rituals would have been dedicated to the deities living in the sky, and the geoglyphs were drawn to seek favors from them, particularly for good harvests and prosperous times. The sky and water gods were worshipped by the Nazca people, and these lines may have been stretched toward the sky to bring them closer to divinity. However, when it comes to the functionality of the lines, there are even more complex astronomical theories. Researchers have discovered that many of these lines are perfectly aligned with certain constellations or astronomical events, such as equinoxes and solstices. It is believed that these massive shapes were used to guide the agricultural calendars of the Nazca civilization. For example, certain lines may have been used to mark specific moments when the sun is in certain positions in the sky, which would have been essential for planning planting and harvesting. But perhaps the most fascinating thing about these geoglyphs is that many of them are not visible from the ground. A large portion of the lines and shapes, such as giant spiders, monkeys, birds, and hummingbirds, are clear and impressive only when viewed from above. Imagine these giant figures drawn across a vast expanse of land, but from a normal viewpoint, they cannot be fully appreciated in all their splendor. The lines were created with astonishing precision, but the question is, how did the Nazca manage to draw them? The longest line in this network is over 300 meters long, and some of the geometric shapes or animal figures are impeccably symmetrical, raising the question, how were these huge lines created with primitive technology? Some researchers suggest that the techniques used might have been more advanced than what was known at that time, and other theories propose that the Nazca people used a system of precise angles to trace the lines, aided by rudimentary but ingenious tools. But certainly, what deepens the mystery is the recent discovery of new lines by researchers using modern technologies, such as artificial intelligence. Using drones and specialized algorithms, scientists have been able to uncover new geoglyphs that had previously remained hidden in the Peruvian sands, invisible to the human eye. This suggests that, although numerous studies have been conducted on the Nazca lines over the decades, much of them are still unexplored, and their secrets await revelation. Ongoing research and modern technologies are currently helping us to decipher much of the mystery of this legendary place. It seems that the Nazca lines were not only a form of monumental craftsmanship, but also a division of the world, a silent story about the connection between people, gods, and the cosmos. The more we know, the deeper we delve into the unknown. And with every step taken toward discovery, we wonder, what other secrets have these misunderstood craftsmen left us, who managed to paint the sky and the earth with silent symbols that speak beyond time? Imagine a city that, during the glory days of the Inca Empire, was considered the heart of the world. Cusco, which in Quechua means the navel of the world, was more than just a city. It was a spiritual, political, and cultural center, a mecca of the Inca civilization. A place where every stone carried the memory of great deeds and teachings. All roads, it was said, led to Cusco. The Inca road system, Chapacñan, which connected the entire empire, began in this sacred city and stretched from Colombia in the north to Chile in the south, covering a territory of about 40,000 square kilometers. One of the city's most impressive monuments is the fortress of Sacsayhuaman, a place that showcases the grandeur of Inca engineering. Built on a stone plateau, this fortress symbolized power and was a religious site. Sacsayhuaman is a masterpiece of engineering, with gigantic walls made from stone blocks weighing over 200 tons. Some of these blocks are so perfectly fitted that it's impossible to slip even a knife blade between them. Of course, the question arises, how did the Incas manage to transport and assemble such massive blocks without wheels or draft animals? It seems the Incas used an advanced system of levers and wooden rollers, but there are also speculations that they might have employed lost construction methods, perhaps even a form of technology that is not fully understood. These structures are remarkable, considering the Inca Empire lasted over 100 years and had no writing system or wheel. Cusco was also not just a military center, but an essential religious center for Inca spirituality. The city was dedicated to the sun god, Inti, who had a grand temple at the center of the city called Coricancha. This temple, covered in gold leaf, housed statues of the gods, and was where the Incas brought offerings in hopes of connecting with the divine. It was also believed that Cusco was a microcosm built to reflect the orders of the heavens, with each corner of the city associated with various constellations and celestial bodies. This is a fascinating idea, suggesting that the city was designed not only for the comfort of humans, but also to represent a deep connection to the divine. Another fascinating aspect is linked to the underground legends of the city. Beneath Cusco lies an underground network of tunnels and mysterious chambers. It is said that these tunnels stretch beneath the entire city, connecting temples, palaces, and sacred sites, and that they may have been used for religious rituals or to protect the city's treasures from invaders. These secret tunnels have never been fully explored, and some claim they were intentionally sealed to keep the secrets of Inca culture hidden. There are rumors that gold and other precious artifacts were hidden in these tunnels, and explorers who attempted to uncover them disappeared without a trace. If this is true, then these underground places are not only a testament to Inca ingenuity, but also a place that holds fascinating mysteries. Historically, Cusco was conquered in 1533 by Francisco Pizarro and his army, marking the beginning of a new chapter in Peru's history. Even so, after the defeat of the Incas, the city was not completely destroyed, and many of its structures, such as Sacsayhuaman, survived. During the colonial period, the Spanish built churches and palaces on Inca foundations, blending the European style with the native one. A remarkable example is the Cathedral of Cusco, built on the site of an ancient Inca temple. Although many of the original structures were altered, the essence of the sacred city remains intact. Today, Cusco is a pilgrimage site for tourists and researchers, with each corner offering a window into stories hundreds of years old. Even now, the city continues to amaze with its cobbled streets, ancient ruins, and the mystical atmosphere that envelops it. What secrets does the sacred city of the Incas still hold? The answers remain shrouded in mystery, and perhaps only the underground mysteries and lost Inca technology will offer a complete glimpse into one of the most awe-inspiring places on Earth. Cusco is a sacred capital, a treasure trove of legends and artifacts that continues to speak to us of a civilization that defied time and left an enigmatic legacy in the heart of South America. But the mysteries of Peru do not end here. Arequipa, a place that seems to weave its colonial past with the present, is truly a city of contrasts. Situated in a picturesque mountain valley at the foot of three imposing volcanoes, Misti, Chachani, and Pichu Picchu, Arequipa is a metropolis that seems sculpted from a dramatic volcanic landscape. Surrounding this natural beauty is the White City, as it is known due to sillar, a bright white volcanic stone used in the construction of many of its historic buildings. This material not only reflects the sunlight, but gives the city an aura of sanctity. The Baroque colonial architecture that adorns Arequipa is unique and is considered a symbol of a past influenced by the Spanish colonial period, as well as pre-Columbian indigenous traditions. In 2000, due to this fascinating blend of styles, the historic center of the city was included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. Arequipa is a city of unparalleled beauty, alongside spectacular volcanoes, breathtaking landscapes, and charming architecture. The city preserves a living history. A particularly remarkable place is the Santa Catalina Monastery, a true city within a city, a small, separated world built in 1579. The monastery is a vast monastic complex that served not only as a retreat for nuns from various social strata, but also as a spiritual fortress. Within this sacred space, visitors can explore the cobbled streets and inner plazas, where time seems to stand still. The monastery is often considered a living museum, with ancient frescoes, mysterious chapels, and tranquil gardens that transport the visitor to another era. One fascinating curiosity of the monastery is that during the colonial period, nuns from elite families lived much more luxuriously than those from lower classes, and the monastery maintained a deep layer of social hierarchy. But Arequipa is not only a place for history or religion enthusiasts. The city is also a gastronomic paradise, where the influences of indigenous and Spanish traditions come together. Some of the most renowned dishes found in Arequipa include rocoto relleno, a dish that surprises with its combinations of spicy and savory flavors. It consists of a rocoto pepper stuffed with minced meat, vegetables, and spices, prepared in a style that has deep roots in the Andean traditions. Another iconic dish is chupe de camarones, a rich soup made with shrimp, potatoes, corn, and milk, reflecting the region's blend of flavors. Last, but not least, Arequipa is a place where one can experience a unique pisco, ranging from sweet to spicy, as it is the national drink of Peru. Some local wineries produce Arequipeño pisco, a grape distillate that originates from an ancient recipe and reflects the richness of Peru's terroir in its flavors. Surrounding the city are magnificent natural landscapes, including forests and deep canyons. One of the most renowned places is the Colca Canyon, which is considered one of the deepest canyons in the world, much deeper than the Grand Canyon in the United States. Colca Canyon is not only a spectacular place, but also a natural habitat for one of the largest species of vultures in the world, the Andean condor, a symbol of the region. These colossal vultures can be seen flying along the canyon, offering a spectacle that adds a layer of mystery and magnificence to this place. Colca is also a perfect place to explore local culture, as it is home to traditional villages where the inhabitants, known as Colcas, preserve their ancestral way of life. Historically, Arequipa holds significant importance in Peru's fight for independence, serving as a stronghold for the Peruvian revolutionary movement in the 19th century. Arequipa was a center of resistance against Spanish rule and played an active role in the formation of a free national state. The people of Arequipa are proud of their revolutionary heritage and their strong connection to Peruvian history. Today, Arequipa is a vibrant city full of tradition, but also modern energy, a place that continues to fascinate with its stunning landscape and cultural heritage. With its imposing volcanoes, historic sillar buildings, diverse cuisine, and vibrant community, Arequipa remains an unforgettable place in the heart of Peru, continuing to inspire and reveal the secrets of a fascinating history. Located on the shores of the highest navigable lake in the world, Puno is the gateway to Titicaca, a place surrounded by mystery and legends. At an astonishing altitude of 3,800 meters, this lake sits on the border between Peru and Bolivia, and is a sacred site for many ancient civilizations. According to Incan traditions, Titicaca is the place where the sun god sent the first Incas, Manco Capac and Mama Oclo, to found the city of Cusco, marking the birth of an empire that would become the largest in South America. It is said that in these sacred waters, the gods created the world, and today, the lake is considered a symbol of the spiritual origins of the Peruvian people. Even today, the people living around the lake maintain a deep religious respect for this mythical place, which continues to inspire both mysticism and scientific curiosity. Titicaca is much more than just a lake. It is a world suspended between reality and legend. In the middle of this vast body of water, you will find floating islands made of reeds, which house ancestral communities such as the Uros people. These islands, which float freely on the lake's waters, are constructed through a fascinating building process involving the weaving of reed layers and their constant renewal to prevent erosion. The Uros have lived on these islands for centuries and are renowned for their craftsmanship, particularly for building and maintaining the islands. In addition to their skill in constructing floating islands, the Uros are also masters of navigation, using traditional reed boats called caballitos de totora to travel across the lake and fish. These boats are symbols of a tradition that has changed little over the last millennia, and their way of life remains fascinating to visitors. A visit to the Uros Islands is a journey back in time, allowing travelers to experience life in harmony with nature in a community that has resisted the challenges of time. But Puno is not only a place of aquatic mysteries and ancestral traditions. The city is a vibrant center of culture and spirituality, where indigenous influences blend with colonial ones. One of the biggest attractions is the festival Virgen de la Candelaria, which gathers thousands of visitors from around the world every year. Held in February, the festival is a fusion of pre-Columbian beliefs and Catholic traditions. A religious cultural feast where participants wear fascinating traditional costumes, dance rhythmically to folkloric music, and celebrate the region's spirituality. What is special about this festival is its intercultural nature, a celebration of the ethnic diversity and pre-Columbian heritage of the region, drawing tourists from far corners of the world to experience a world of unique rituals and traditions. Throughout the festival, Puno becomes a place of spiritual convergence and a rare opportunity to understand the deep connection between the Andean peoples and the spiritual world. Puno is also a place where pre-Incan history blends with ancestral architecture. On the outskirts of the city, you will find the ruins of Silistani, an ancient necropolis that houses the impressive chulpas, stone funerary towers used to bury nobles and tribal leaders from the pre-Incan period. These massive towers, built without any form of mortar, were erected with remarkable precision and are an extraordinary example of ancient engineering. What is striking is that the chulpas are built on the edge of a lake, and that their structures are aligned according to the movement of the sun, suggesting a deep understanding of astronomy by the civilizations that built them. Archaeologists have identified that these towers were not only tombs, but also places of worship, where the spirits of the dead were honored before the gods. Silistani is a place where time seems to have stood still, and the connection with ancient civilizations is so evident that visitors can feel they are in a period before the Incas. Puno is a place where the past and present meet in a vibrant dance of myths, traditions, and archaeological discoveries. Whether it is the floating islands of the Uros, the legends surrounding Lake Titicaca, lively festivals, or pre-Incan ruins that speak of a millennia-old history, Puno remains a place of unsolved mysteries and ancestral energy that draws you into a universe where history intertwines with mythology. Puno is a portal to the world before the Incas, a place where the ancient spirit of the region continues to live in its rituals, legends, and fascinating landscapes. In the heart of the Peruvian Amazon, where the rainforest stretches endlessly to the horizon, lies Iquitos, a city that defies geographical conventions. It is the largest city in the world that cannot be accessed by roads. Yes, Iquitos is surrounded by water and jungle, and to reach it, one must navigate the Amazon River or fly through the air. This geographic isolation adds to its charm, keeping the city steeped in mystery and legends as it serves as a portal to one of the most fascinating and enigmatic regions on the planet, the Amazon. Historically, Iquitos was a vital trading hub during the rubber boom period in the late 19th century, when the Amazon River and its natural resources attracted colonizers and merchants from around the world. Rubber was the main currency, and the city experienced a period of rapid prosperity driven by the growing demand for this material. During this time, Iquitos was home to rubber factories, and major European and American trading companies left a significant imprint on the city. Evidence of this prosperous past can still be seen in the city's colonial architecture, with mansions and grand buildings reflecting a history of wealth and foreign influence. However, despite its historical significance, Iquitos has managed to remain untouched by modernity, preserving a unique blend of local traditions and external influences. The city is the starting point for Amazonian expeditions, and from here, explorers venture into the dense forests and uncover the mysteries that have yet to be solved by science. What truly sets Iquitos apart, though, is its deep connection to nature and indigenous populations. Iquitos is not just a transit point. It is a vibrant city, alive with ancient cultures and traditions. Just a few steps from the city, indigenous tribes such as the Shipibo and Yagua live in harmony with the forest, maintaining a profound understanding of the plants and wildlife that surround them. A fascinating destination in Iquitos is the Amazon rainforest, a unique ecosystem that hosts over 10% of the world's biodiversity. Here, one can discover medicinal plants that have been used by indigenous tribes for healing purposes for millennia. Some of these plants are still employed in traditional medicine, and researchers continue to uncover new therapeutic properties. One such example is ayahuasca, a sacred drink made from 2 Amazonian plants, used for centuries by indigenous tribes for spiritual journeys and inner healing. Ayahuasca-based spiritual learning expeditions now attract tourists from around the world, eager to understand the mysteries of the Amazonian universe and the profound connection between people and nature. Iquitos is also a city of contrasts, where modern technology intertwines with ancient traditions. On its streets, you can encounter vendors selling traditional remedies, plants, and jungle extracts, while motorized boats transport locals along rivers and canals. Near the city, you can venture onto the Amazon River, the largest and longest river in the world, where unique fish species like piranhas, as well as pink dolphins and Amazonian crocodiles, swim. Moreover, Iquitos is a major tourist hub in the Amazon region, offering access to an incredible biodiversity. A trip on the Amazon River or a visit to the surrounding nature reserves will give you the chance to explore a wild, fascinating world, where vines and orchids blend with monkeys and macaques climbing among towering trees. In addition, in Iquitos, you can explore Mercado de Belén, a bustling market that sells local products such as exotic fruits, traditional remedies, and indigenous handicrafts. The atmosphere here is a colorful blend of scents and sights, and visitors can learn about the diversity of foods and plants that make up the daily life of the locals. Iquitos is more than just a city. It is a link between the civilized world and a mysterious jungle, a place where history meets nature, and the Amazonian spirit continues to share its secrets with those daring enough to venture into its heart. In the heart of the Peruvian Amazon, with its dense and lush forests, lies a colossal force of nature. Here, life moves at a completely different pace than the rest of the world, and the jungle becomes a territory that challenges human understanding. Covering roughly 60% of Peru's territory, this vast ecosystem forms the heart of the Amazon and is home to unimaginable biodiversity. The Amazon rainforest is home to millions of plant and animal species, many of which have yet to be discovered. From fierce jaguars to colorful birds, glowing butterflies, and plants that seem to come from a fantastical story, the Amazon is a biological marvel. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Amazon is its constant fluidity. The rivers that run through this region are ever-changing, causing shifts in landscapes and ecosystems. The forests flood annually, creating the perfect habitat for unique fauna adapted to this aquatic environment. But the Amazon is not just a place of natural beauty. It is also a zone full of challenges for the indigenous tribes living here. These communities are deeply connected to the forest, and their lives depend on the resources this green giant provides. Unfortunately, the Amazonian forests face major threats, from illegal logging to mining exploitation, and many of the traditional tribes are now forced to fight to protect their habitats. Additionally, the Peruvian Amazon is a treasure trove of archaeological mysteries. From ancient cities along the Marañón River to still undiscovered structures hidden deep within the jungle, this region is a true enigma waiting to be deciphered. Recently, archaeologists have uncovered evidence of civilizations that lived in these areas thousands of years ago, and each deep jungle expedition could uncover new treasures and the silent mysteries of the past. Between the Amazon jungle and Peru's rivers lies a place that defies logic, the hot river of the Amazon. What makes this place so fascinating? It is not just an ordinary flowing river, but a natural phenomenon so mysterious that it sparks the curiosity of anyone who hears of it. In a world where rivers are typically recognized for their cool, crystal-clear waters, the hot river welcomes you with suffocating steam and a temperature reaching up to 85 degrees. How is it possible for a river to be hot in a tropical area, where temperatures are already high? Located just a few kilometers from Iquitos, this river might seem like something out of a legend. Yet, it exists, and it draws tourists from all over the world each year, amazed by this almost unreal natural phenomenon. The Shanay Timpishka River, as it is known, derives its heat from a series of underground volcanic activities. At depths of several kilometers beneath the surface, the Earth's hot magma heats the water, which then rises to the surface. This phenomenon occurs in an isolated area, in a corner of the jungle untouched by civilization. The water flowing along the banks of this river is not only hot, but also has an extremely acidic pH, making it impossible for any aquatic species to survive. Nevertheless, the warm water attracts various species of plants and animals that have uniquely adapted to this extreme environment. Around the river, the tropical forests are filled with lush vegetation and wildlife, an incredible, unexplored world. The phenomenon was first documented by researchers in the 1990s, though many locals had known of this place long before it became internationally known. Local people consider it a sacred place with healing powers, and as you approach the river, you'll notice the air around you growing heavier, with the hot steam permeating your skin. However, the river is not just a geological wonder. There are also many legends surrounding this place. Some of the oldest stories tell of gods and water spirits that live in the river's depths and protect this mysterious place. In local culture, the river is seen as a sanctuary of nature, and many believe it has the power to cure illnesses or purify the souls of those who venture near it. What is even more astonishing is that, despite the extreme heat, there are small natural baths where visitors can experience the sensation of being in the hot water of the river. Of course, this is not recommended without local guides, as the dangers are real, and the area remains wild and difficult to access. Nevertheless, the experience is unique, offering a rare glimpse into a place completely different from any other tourist destination. In a region where mystery and natural beauty intertwine, the hot river is just one of the secrets that make the Peruvian Amazon an unforgettable place. It is a symbol of the limitless power of nature and how, even in the most impossible places, life and wonders can thrive. Even in the hottest corners of the world, the Amazon shows us that mysteries are endless. Lima, the capital of Peru, is a city where the past meets the present, and ancient traditions blend with contemporary innovation. Founded in 1535 by Francisco Pizarro, Lima was quickly dubbed the City of Kings due to its status as the administrative center of the Spanish Empire in South America. This title is not just a remnant of colonial glory, but also a symbol of Lima's influence over the entire region during the colonial period. Lima was the first capital of the New World, and here, the colonial administrations settled, shaping the culture, politics, and economy of the region for over 3 centuries. Today, Lima is not just a colonial city with a fascinating history, but also a hub of cultural and gastronomic innovation that attracts millions of visitors from around the world every year. Do you dream of exploring places where history lives alongside innovation? Lima will captivate you from the very first moment. One of the most emblematic places in Lima is the Historic Center, an open-air museum where colonial palaces and gleaming churches transport you to an era of imperial glory. The Cathedral of Lima is a remarkable example of the Baroque style, and its interior is adorned with rare beauty details, reflecting the European influences on art and architecture in the New World. It is also the site of Francisco Pizarro's tomb, the man who conquered Peru for the Spanish crown and laid the foundations for a colossal empire. Nearby, the Pizarro Monument in the main square marks the spot where this great leader laid the city's foundations and reshaped the region's history. But Lima is not only about its colonial past. The city is renowned as the gastronomic capital of the Americas. Its culinary scene is a melting pot of flavors, combining indigenous ingredients with Spanish, African, and Asian influences. From the world-famous ceviche to the exotic Amazonian dishes, Lima's cuisine is a journey through Peru's rich cultural tapestry. The city's vibrant food markets, upscale restaurants, and traditional picanterias offer a feast for the senses, making it a must-visit destination for food enthusiasts. Wander through the bustling streets of Miraflores and Barranco, where contemporary art galleries, chic boutiques, and bohemian cafes create a lively atmosphere. The coastal cliffs offer breathtaking views of the Pacific Ocean, and the Malecon, a scenic promenade, invites you to enjoy leisurely walks and stunning sunsets. Lima is a city that harmoniously blends its historical heritage with modern dynamism. It is a place where you can explore ancient ruins, savor cutting-edge cuisine, and immerse yourself in a vibrant cultural scene. The City of Kings continues to reign as a captivating metropolis, inviting you to discover its timeless charm and contemporary allure. But Lima is not just about its colonial past. The city is a place where history and culture are found around every corner. Each district of the city envelops you in a different story, and when you step into these neighborhoods, you'll feel as if you're discovering the Peruvian world in all its splendor and complexity. Barranco is where artists and creativity meet. This bohemian neighborhood is considered the artistic heart of Lima, a place where the streets are marked by wall art and the nightlife pulses with live music and traditional dances. With its colorful houses and retro facades, Barranco is a place that blends the nostalgia of the past with the energy of contemporary urban life. As you stroll through its narrow streets, you will encounter modern art galleries and picturesque cafes where you can relax and let your thoughts wander. What truly makes Barranco special is the Ponte de los Suspiros, a romantic bridge that connects the riverbanks and has been a witness to Lima's romance for centuries. This neighborhood is also the cradle of criollo music and popular dances, and events like Festa de la Candelaria are an explosion of colors and rhythms that will take you on a unique cultural journey. If Barranco is where history and culture intertwine, Miraflores is the place where luxury and modernity thrive. Miraflores is famous for its beaches that stretch along the Pacific Ocean, perfect for a walk along the Malecon or renting a bike to enjoy the panoramic sea view. This neighborhood is also where you can relax in lush parks like Kennedy Park, where the atmosphere blends with the city's energy. Although Miraflores is known for its modern buildings, it is also a place where history is not forgotten. Here, the Huaca Pucallana Pyramid, a pre-Incan structure made of clay and stone, will transport you back in time. offering a window into a lost, yet equally fascinating world. After visiting the pyramid, don't miss a stroll along Avenida Pardo and through Paseo de la República, two of the city's most important commercial arteries. San Isidro is the neighborhood that reflects Lima's elegance and luxury, home to embassies and high-class residences. Here, imposing villas line up alongside green gardens and tranquil parks, and many of the city's best restaurants are located in this exclusive neighborhood. San Isidro is a place of elegance and quality. One of the most emblematic spots in San Isidro is El Olivar Park, an oasis of tranquility amid a constantly moving city. Here you can walk along shady alleys lined with ancient olive trees, and the atmosphere is one of calm and relaxation. San Isidro is also home to some of the city's most fascinating museums, such as the Lima Art Museum, Mali, where history and art come together to offer you an unforgettable experience. While Lima is a city of contrasts, Callao is where Peru's maritime history comes to life. Callao, the capital's main port, is also the cradle of a unique maritime culture. Here, you can explore the Fortaleza del Real Felipe, a grand colonial fort built in the 18th century to protect the port from pirate attacks. This place still retains the charm of an old city, and a walk through Callao Monumental will take you to the heart of an area full of colorful murals and lively streets, full of locals and tourists enjoying the vibrant energy of the place. As we leave the mysterious depths of the Amazon, we journey to another marvel of Peru, the floating islands of Lake Titicaca. Nestled high in the Andes, at an altitude of over 3,800 meters, Lake Titicaca is the highest navigable lake in the world. But its true charm lies in the floating islands that dot its shimmering waters. These islands are not natural formations, but are meticulously crafted by the Uros people, an indigenous community with a heritage stretching back centuries. Using totara reeds, which grow abundantly in the lake, the Uros construct their floating homes, boats, and even schools. Each island is a testament to human ingenuity and resilience, symbolizing a way of life that remains in harmony with nature. Walking on these islands feels like stepping onto a giant waterbed as the reeds gently sway beneath your feet. The Uros people welcome visitors with open arms, sharing their traditions, crafts, and stories passed down through generations. Their vibrant clothing and intricate reed handicrafts add a splash of color to the serene landscape, creating a picturesque scene straight out of a fairy tale. Yet, life on these islands is not without its challenges. The Uros constantly maintain their islands, adding fresh layers of reeds to replace those that rot away. The ever-changing water levels and harsh weather conditions of the high Andes also pose significant difficulties. But through it all, the Uros community stands resilient, their connection to Lake Titicaca as strong as ever. Lake Titicaca itself is steeped in mythology. According to Inca legend, it is the birthplace of the sun and the origin of the first Inca king, Manco Capac, and his sister wife, Mama Oclo. The lake's deep blue waters hold countless secrets and stories, whispering tales of ancient civilizations and celestial origins. As we gaze upon the tranquil expanse of Lake Titicaca, we are reminded of the remarkable diversity and richness of Peru. From the lush Amazon rainforest to the floating islands of the Andes, Peru is a land where nature and culture intertwine in the most extraordinary ways. Join us next time as we continue our journey through this enchanting country, uncovering more of its hidden gems and timeless wonders. Peru is just the beginning. If you've made it this far, it means the world's mysteries fascinate you as much as they fascinate us. Yet only 1% of our viewers are subscribed. Join that elite group of the curious, hit subscribe, and let's uncover the most fascinating corners of history together.